Mm. All right, well, hello, hey, buenas tardes, everyone. It's me, Profesor, and you can clearly see I'm alive. As you know from the announcements, it's been a bit of a rough and interesting last couple of weeks, to say the least, but I'm doing much better. My left wrist and hands working just fine, so I can get back to doing my normal routine with not just you guys, but of course from my Mesa and Grossmont classes too. But the only thing is that my left arm, I still can't raise it up very high because look there with the right arm here, no problem. But let me try with the left, and that's as high as I can go. So I'm gonna get it checked out tomorrow, Thursday, at the Kaiser in San Marcos, and there is a possibility I might need physical therapy for it, but I'll get a better idea tomorrow, and then of course in the subsequent weeks after that, the one of the doctors at the Kaiser there on Zion Avenue, Mission Gorge, she was saying that it would probably be about 4 weeks before the healing process really starts to kick in. So it's been 2 weeks since the little incident mishap happened there on Fort Street in downtown Detroit. Uh, but hopefully 2 weeks from now, I'll have a little bit more mobility in the shoulder. And I think it's within 8 to 10 weeks that the healing process will really take root. Uh, but much better than I was last week, and much better than I was 2 weeks ago. But despite the mishap, I was able to get through my trip just fine. About the only casualty I had was I couldn't go to the Red Wings game because I was going to go to the game that night, that Monday night. Uh, but I was in so much pain and discomfort that I just stayed put at the hotel and watched the. I think I watched some of the NBA games. Ironically, the DoubleTree didn't have this Fox Sports channel, so I couldn't even watch the Red Wings game from the hotel. But it was a moot point anyway because the Red Wings lost in that series to the Lightning, and the Lightning they just beat the Canadiens, so now they're in the Final Four, so to speak, for the Stanley Cup. But other than that, other than going to college and of course dealing with the initial shock of what happened, but despite missing the game, I was able to get through my trip just fine, and I was able to go to the museum and see the Diego Rivera Frida Kahlo exhibit. And despite my discomfort, it was well worth it. It was great. It's going to be going on there till about, I think, mid-July there at the Detroit Institute of Arts. And I know I promised in some of the recent announcements from last week that I have some items about the exhibit. So for sure next week in our final week of the session, I'll have some things about the exhibit. I couldn't take any photos there of the exhibit. That was not allowed. So not even with not even with your with the cell phones or with the iPhones. So you couldn't do that. But I was able to take quite a few photos of the Rivera's epic Detroit mural series, and there's some articles about the exhibit that I'll share with you. So coming up next week, about the middle part of next week, our final week of the session, I'll share a few things about what the exhibit was all about. Okay, well listen, the main thing I wanted to talk to you about was the information or what's coming up for next week. And if you recall from when you looked at the syllabus and at the schedule, and I'm pretty sure one of the early announcements going back to the first and second week, I'm I'm pretty sure that I said a few things that the last week would be a bit of a crazy schedule because of course the end of the semester for Southwestern is actually next Wednesday on May 20th. And because I had May 20th in mind, I made the due dates for the final week all over the map, all over the place, so to speak. Uh, I had the due dates. I think I had one due date on Wednesday. There was something on Tuesday, and I had the quiz, the final quiz schedule from I believe it was either a Monday through Thursday or a Tuesday through Friday time frame. Reason I did it was because I thought that Wednesday, the 20th, that would be the last. Uh, that would be that would be the last day of all activity for the semester. But that's what the San Diego District does for Miramar, for City, and for Mesa College. That is the last week of the last day of the semester. That's the last day in which all activity goes on. So in other words, you have to have the final exam on the final day of the semester. But I totally forgot that Southwestern, of course, like Grossmont, has a regular finals week. So I mistakenly had the idea, had the notion that we got to finish up the class on May 20th. Just get all your papers in around the 20th as soon as possible, so I can get your grades ready before the Memorial Day weekend. But I totally forgot about the final schedule. So what that means is that I'm totally scrapping the schedule, the due dates for the final week. So all the wacky due dates that I have listed on the schedule and the syllabus, forget about them. Or as in usually, forget about it, as a Tony Soprano or one of the Jersey guys would definitely say. What I'm going to do right now is give you the updated due dates for the final week of the session, and basically it'll be the same type of continuity that we've had for the entirety of the session. So let me go ahead and quickly go over everything in terms of these updated due dates. So whatever I have on the syllabus and the schedule, what I might have indicated in the Week 8 learning module, definitely discard that. So I'm going to tell you right now, these are the final official due dates for the last few items of the class. Okay, first off, a quick reminder about some things coming up for this week. Of course, coming up on Friday, the book review is due. So please, for these next couple of days, keep informing me of your book review topics. And I really would wish that please don't wait until the last minute. Don't tell me your book review choice at 7:30 p.m. Friday night. Chances are that I'm not checking it on the class. So please, no later than 12 or 1 o'clock. Or let's make, okay, no later than about 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, this coming Friday. Let me know of your book review choices. So ideally, please keep telling me right about now. It's Wednesday right now as I'm recording this. And so, of course, today through Thursday and into Friday morning. But no later than this Friday at 2 p.m., give me your choices for the book review. And again, that's going to be due, of course, on Friday, this coming Friday, the 15th at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Now, as for next week, the U.S.-Mexico War assignment, that will now be due on Friday the 22nd. So we'll keep in line with all the other Friday due dates. So Friday the 22nd, please send in your U.S.-Mexico War review. And coming up tomorrow in the Thursday announcement, I've got a how-to video on how to complete that assignment. It's a video that I first made back in the fall 2013 semester. So even though the video is a little bit old right now, I haven't changed the assignment since then. So definitely take a look at that. That tells you what you have to do. So again, for Friday, May 22nd, that then is the due date for the U.S.-Mexico War assignment. All right. The final due date for the Chicano Time Travel Journal, that's going to be after Memorial Day. So Memorial Day is the 25th. So on Tuesday, May 26th, turn in your final Chicano Time Traveler Journal. So right after, so you got an extra day to work on that. So it's on the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Please be sure to get that into me. Again, Tuesday the 26th. As for Quiz 8, it's going to be in the same format that we've had the Friday through a Tuesday. So from the 22nd Friday to Tuesday the 26th, that's going to be when Quiz 8 is going to be running. So no changes there. So in spite of the Memorial Day holiday, which will be right in between that time, I'll still keep the Friday to Tuesday time frame. So again, from the 22nd to the 26th, that'll be the time frame for Quiz 8. And the final day to post your comments for the discussion boards, and this for forums 7 and 8. I remember, because of course we're on an 8-week schedule instead of 9 weeks, I had to double up groups 1 and 2. So groups 1 and 2, you're going to be working together in group 7 in the form 7, and then group 8, you've got form 8 all to yourself. So the due dates for the final comments, that is the original comments in both form 7 and 8, that'll be on Saturday the 23rd. So we'll keep the Saturday due date like we've had all session long for the final two forms. So again, everybody, groups one and two, please have your Form 7 comments on Saturday the 23rd, and likewise with Group 3, also Saturday the 23rd, have your Form 8 comments too. Get your original comments in, and I'll reply through the Memorial Day holiday into even possibly into Monday, and most likely I'll keep the forms open. For sure Tuesday the 26th, maybe as far into Wednesday the 27th. So in other words, even once you finish off with quiz 8 on Tuesday the 26th, more often than not, most likely, I'll keep the class open until Wednesday the 27th, and then about Thursday the 28th and into Friday the 29th, that's when I'm going to start announcing your final grades. So let's not worry too much about when the grades are going to be ready. Let's just make sure that we get the remaining quizzes out of the way, the remaining writing assignments, and of course get all your final form comments too. So in other words, by the time that the semester wraps up officially, that is on campus on the 20th, we'll keep going with our original schedule, our main schedule, and then after Memorial Day, that's when I'll begin the process of beginning to tabulate and adding up all of your grades. So when we come back after Memorial Day, this will be on Tuesday the 26th. Again, we'll start wrapping things up in terms of submitting your fourth and final check on the time travel journal entry. Finishing up quiz 8, and then getting your final thoughts, your final comments, that is in terms of replying to me or anybody else in your respective groups, and then I calculate that the final day for all class activity will be on Wednesday the 27th, and then I'll keep posting announcements for the remainder of that week. So if not Thursday the 28th, most likely it'll be Friday the 29th, in which I'll announce all the final grades for all of you as the semester finally wraps up. But again, the main reason I wanted to talk to you this afternoon was because I just wanted to clear things up and make it official that all those due dates that are listed on the in the syllabus for the final week, I'm scrapping all of those completely. So we'll stick with Friday for the due dates for the writing assignment. Oh, and likewise too, in addition to May 22nd, Friday being the due date for the U.S.-Mexico War assignment. If you have any late book reviews, I'll accept those on the 22nd as well, of course, with a 1 grade deduction. But keep in mind, everybody, there will not be any late. There will not be any late submissions allowed for the U.S.-Mexico War. So in other words, you have to get your U.S.-Mexico War reviews into me by Friday the 22nd. But again, late book reviews, I'll accept those late on the 22nd, and likewise too, any late EBSCO papers, I'll go ahead and accept those too coming up this Friday the 15th. All right, well, that's the situation here. Again, I wanted to make sure that I clear that up once and for all, because like I said, I totally forgot that Southwestern has the finals week after after the semester officially ends, and in terms of classroom instruction. But because, of course, we don't actually have a classroom per se, we'll keep going with our original plan, our normal routine through the Memorial Day holiday, and then after we come back from the Memorial Day weekend, we'll gradually start wrapping things up, so that again by about Friday the 29th, that's when your final grades will be ready, or will be pretty close to being ready. And then, of course, it's off summer vacation. And in case any of you are going into the summer school. And incidentally, I'll be back for another 141A section online coming up in the coming up in the summer. I was hoping to get a 142 class. I don't have that listed for me coming up in the summer and the fall, but hopefully for next spring I'll be able to do a 142 class, and some of you might be able to rejoin me for that. All right, well, that's the situation here. So again, I want to thank all of you for being patient with me as I might have struggled in terms of writing back to you, and maybe I misspelled some words and didn't get back to you in maybe a timely manner, but I'm doing much better now. So like I said, I've got both my hands free, so I can definitely definitely do my thing on Blackboard. So still got some issues with my shoulder, but I'm in much better shape than I was last week, and definitely than I was 2 weeks ago. So I'll see what they tell me at Kaiser tomorrow, and of course I'll give you updates about that for the in the last part of this week and into next week, and of course into the week after the Memorial Day weekend. All right, that's it, everyone. So you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Buenas tardes, and I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow with a new announcement.